Welcome to the Not Old Better Show, the show for all of us who aren't old, we're better. Each week, we'll interview superstars, experts, and ordinary people doing extraordinary things, all related to this wonderful experience of getting better, not just older. Now, here's your host, the award-winning Paul Vogelzang.
Thank you, and happy holidays, everyone. Welcome to the Not Old Better Show Art of Living interview series. Today's show is brought to you by Aura Frames. Aura Frames, the gift that brings your favorite holiday traditions and memories to life every day. I'm Paul Vogelzang, and if you've ever swiped left, swiped right, or just wanted to swipe the whole screen off the table, this episode is for you. They say love is patient, love is kind, but whoever said that clearly never used a dating app, right? Our guest today is Nancy Lee Gulbrandsen, a sharp, witty humorist who took one too many bad dates and turned them into a best-selling satire. Her book, Swipe Left, The Savvy Women's Guide to Decoding Men's Dating Profiles. That's right, we're focusing on guys today. The book, though, is part survival guide, part stand-up routine, and 100% relatable for anyone who's ever thought, wait, is that a fish in his profile picture? Nancy Lee Gulbrandsen brings a much-needed laugh to modern dating, especially over the holidays, and especially for those of us dating again or dating later, when the stakes feel higher and the bios feel shorter. From Boozy Bruce to Flatulent Floyd, Nancy Lee Gulbrandsen's new book is a guide to the red flags hiding in plain sight, and a reminder that your time, energy, and heart are far too valuable to waste on someone who isn't ready for a relationship, but still wants to meet for drinks. We're going to talk about why the dating pool often feels like a puddle, how women over 50 are reclaiming their confidence, and why it's okay to say no. Trust your gut. And most of all, laugh. We're going to do that today. So pour yourself something strong, little tea, little Diet Coke, whatever it is, something sparkling, and get ready to swipe smart. Here now with wit, warmth, and way too many cautionary tales. I think we're just going to have a great time laughing today with author Nancy Lee Gulbrandsen. Nancy Lee Gulbrandsen, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Paul. I'm happy to be here.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm happy to be talking to you. The book that you've written, Swipe Left, The Savvy Women's Guide to Decoding Men's Dating Profiles, is a happy book. It's hilarious. It's wonderful. We're going to get into that today. Maybe you just give us kind of a big picture and tell us, how bad is it out there? Is there hope for our audience that are interested in re-entering this scene, or should we just go about adopting a dog?
That's what I did.
Right.
Well,
Max, is that right?
It's pretty grim,
Yeah.
for the most part. I consider the dating apps a digital minefield. There is hope, but it's really important to have the right tools in order to make it worth your while. So I wrote Swipe Left to educate and entertain and empower women to recognize the red flags before they waste their valuable time and energy and emotion on swiping right on the wrong men.
You go about identifying some of the wrong men by some very clever character names. I just laughed out loud at some of these. You have a Boozy Bruce, you have a Flatulent Floyd, sounds kind of dangerous there, Gym Rat Jake, and then I saw recently on your Instagram you have a Turkey Day Trey. So I wonder, Trey spelled Trey, Trey. Are these men based on real dates? Did you come up with kind of some characters around and some amalgams? How did you do all this and survive at the same time?
Well, I'm that person. I just give people nicknames. It's just how I've always been. And so on the dating apps, boy, that was easy. Whether I swiped left just and chuckled and said, "Oh, there's a gym rat Jake. There's a there's a catfish Carl or a catch of the day Carl." I
Right.
mean, I just had names for everybody. But yes, all of the names in the book are generated from real experiences, whether I just swiped or whether I actually swiped left or chatted with them or actually met them. Everybody, I just create characters and the names stick.
Yeah, and so the cover of the book, Swipe Left, I think that's gotta be is that Catfish Carl there,
So
or is
that's
that
catch of the day.
that's catch of the day. Okay, good. Excellent. Well, we'll have links so that our audience can find the book Swipe Left as well as find more information about Nancy. Your website's fantastic, by the way. I want to touch on this idea of what dating is like today because you write so brilliantly about it. Many in our audience, of course, may be widowed. Perhaps they're newly single because of divorce. What is different about dating today at age 50 or 60 versus dating way back when we were 25? Besides, kind of this idea that so many of us need reading glasses today to see the profile pics.
Yeah, that's the first tool we need,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
To actually see them and read about them. Everything's changed. I mean, from the fact that, we have kids, we have careers, we've got aging parents, we have grief and trauma, and we're recovering from very possibly a divorce, and not all of them are amicable. Um, it's like juggling chainsaws and you're trying to find love during that time. And unless you know what you're doing, it can be really scary. A lot of these men on the dating sites, they have not done their emotional homework. They're fresh out of a divorce and they're full of anger and they're desperate and they're lonely. And it is, again, a digital minefield if you don't know what to look for.
I think that's especially helpful for our audience. One of the things that jumped out at me, Nancy, was the line in the book that says that many women are matching up with the same men, but in different zip codes. And I think that just hits because that's a red flag. That's a warning, I think. And you do such a good job of being very humorous in the book, but also cautionary. What is it that you wish that women would recognize instantly about some of these men online?
Well, I think the biggest red flag that women new to the dating apps or, just trying to find something out there is the love bomber. This is the guy that comes on strong. I mean, he tells you everything you want to hear. He wines you, he dines you, the flowers, the compliments, the gifts. But the third date, he's talking about the future, if not sooner. That is a massive red flag because relationships, I liken to a home. You have to start with a strong foundation. You don't put the windows in until the structure is built. You don't put the roof on until you have a foundation and all the walls and, the trusses that supports the roof. And a lot of these guys are so desperate and lonely that they race to the finish line, and relationships are building blocks and it takes a really long time to get to that space. And a love bomber is there to serve his own needs, and he's going to be gone as fast as he showed up.
I think it's just fascinating because they do kind of fit into some of these categories. And so I want to talk about the kind of the category of profile pictures because those are tip-offs too in some instances. And there's some funny ones that you talk about in the book, the profile picture of a fish or the guy that just loves his car so much that he uses that as his profile picture. But sometimes you see these selfie pics that are used in a, kind of a reverse bathroom mirror style. That can be equally a tip off. What does it mean to be wary of some of these profile pics? And how do you look for some of the tips behind them?
It's really interesting. No matter what dating app I've been on, the common denominator are the guy's holding the dead fish, the dead animals, the dead something. And I don't know what memo they got, but I assure you, all the men out there, it is not an aphrodisiac for women. We're not part of an agrarian society anymore. You guys are not hunters and gatherers. If you're fishing, that's great. We love a hobby. But find another picture. Put the fish down, have your buddy take a picture of you standing in front of the lake. Just, we don't want to see anything dead in the picture. The gym rat guy, the the arm veins and the bulging biceps, that's not an aphrodisiac either. The bathroom selfie guy, put a shirt on, wipe the toothpaste off the mirror, close the toilet seat, and try again. And we know you guys love your cars, and that's just fine. But unless your car can have an actual meaningful conversation over dinner, leave it in the parking lot or in the garage where it belongs.
We're talking with Nancy Lee Gulbrandsen. We will be right back with her, author of Swipe Left. And so far, we've met Boozy Bruce, Flatulent Floyd, and a few other guys who should have come with a warning label. But trust me, it gets better. Or maybe worse, depending on your point of view. Coming up, Nancy breaks down the single most misleading phrase men use in their profiles and why it's probably more dangerous than a shirtless mirror selfie. Yep, you guys know what I mean. Plus, she'll tell us what happened on a first date that was so bizarre, it didn't just make the book, it nearly made her quit dating apps altogether. Stick around. You won't want to miss this. In fact, you might want to take some notes. So, stay tuned. We'll be right back with Nancy Lee Gulbrandsen. If you're a last-minute shopper like me, you know the feeling. The shelves are bare. Your ideas are running on empty, and you start seriously considering a scented candle or a gift card again. Aura is the answer to holiday gifting stress. I mentioned that Aura Frames is our sponsor today. And if you check out the website, you will find something thoughtful, especially for those closest to us, which we all know can be tough. We don't want to default to something generic. We want a gift that actually means something. Aura Frames turns your favorite memories into a personal, meaningful gift that's been named #1 by Wirecutter and even made Oprah's favorite things list. So yes, it's officially approved by both tech reviewers and the queen of gifting herself. Just download the Aura app, connect to Wi-Fi, and start uploading unlimited photos and videos from your phone. You can preload it before it even ships and add a personal message so that when it arrives, it's ready to make someone smile. I did this last year for our son. Right out of the box, it just made his eyes light up. It was just a great gift. And yes, the box is gift ready. No price tag, no stress. You can't wrap togetherness, but you can frame it. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames. Again, named #1 by Wirecutter by using the promo code NOB at checkout. Everybody knows NOB, but that's Aura, AURA frames.com. Again, promo code NOB. All of this will be in our show notes today. This deal is exclusive to listeners, and frames sell out fast. So order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. Our guest today is Nancy Lee Gulbrandsen's written the wonderful new book about the absurdities of dating titled Swipe Left, The Savvy Woman's Guide to Decoding Men's Dating Profiles. I think it's interesting that while this is written certainly as kind of some advice column to women, it certainly offers a lot of advice to men too. And you kind of talk about these profiles, these archetypes, and we talked just a moment ago about the profile pictures. Did writing about all of these various profiles and types and characters, did that help you a little bit in your own dating? Is it any easier or is it just more absurd out there?
It's definitely more absurd. I mean, from guys like breadcrumbing Brad, mansplaining Matt, passive aggressive Patrick, narcissist Nick. I mean, it made me realize like how much time I was wasting and how many weekends I wasted precious time and never again. So it made me realize how much of how absurd it all was.
Yeah, and the book certainly touches on this idea of the absurdism, but it also is, and you use this word, it's about empowerment, certainly, and I think that that's an important element to kind of convey. And let's do that for just a moment. Why do you think it's so hard for women to feel empowered, especially older women? This idea of swiping left, it's more than just a gesture. There's some mental aspects to this, and we kind of know in our gut when something feels off, but what advice would you give to women to seize this empowerment and not just simply fall prey to some of these, profile pics that, you know, maybe they look good, maybe they don't, but maybe there's some warning signs.
Well, I think that we're all programmed to believe that inherently people are good. And that's a wonderful way to go about life. But I want women to put that idea and that thought on the back burner when you open up that dating app. And I want you to assume the opposite until you know that this is an actual good person. You do your research, you play detective. And last chapter in my book is a resource chapter. So I give women every tool they need to assume the worst, hope for the best, but
Right.
assume the worst because it's amazing what a great looking photo and a nice little profile can do and how we tend to give men second and third and fourth chances when in reality we should have never even swiped right on them.
Yeah, I thought the resources that you had at the end of the book were really tremendous, just very helpful. Congratulations on the book, all the research that you did, and then all the great research that you're providing. Dating safety, some legal resources in case something really goes amiss. There's mental health and relationship counseling resources too. Just some great stuff. What did you find in your research that really surprised you kind of in this new era of dating?
Well, what I think is really wonderful now is that, especially even with AI, we have the tools that we need to really find out who this person is before we meet them, before possibly we even have a telephone conversation with them and share any of our personal information. I think women should always stay on the dating app. Don't take the conversation elsewhere to a WhatsApp or a Google because there's so many scammers that could be your first issue. But you don't want anyone, you type your phone number in, it's amazing what information is available about you. So I think my resource guide and is all about empowering women to be in control of their take their own safety to heart. That's number one priority. And I think now with the dating apps, we have that ability to do that research, which is huge. Don't believe anything anybody says. That there's a lot of smoke and mirrors out there on the dating apps. You just need to recognize that, understand that.
Thank you for that. And again, thanks for the resources. I know our audience is going to be very interested in it. We will have links to Nancy's new book, Swipe Left, The Savvy Women's Guide to Decoding Men's Dating Profiles. You begin the book with a really interesting poem. It's lovely, I think. Again, congratulations on all this work. And you start, Ain't Love Grand, with a swipe of my hand, kind of a reference there to swiping left. And I wonder, do you perhaps, kind of on a personal level, do you remember the moment when your own dating misadventures, or maybe we'll use that word. Do you remember when those misadventures went from frustrating to funny?
Well, honestly, I'm a Jersey girl at heart, so I was raised with a sense of humor, and that is, I think, the single most gift that served me throughout my online dating journey. And I hate that word journey, but I'm using it. I had no other choice most of the time besides rolling my eyes and swiping left, other than to laugh. That was all. And if you were a woman on the dating apps, you would see exactly what I mean.
Right. Right. I thought that, hopefully, I as I was reading it, I was kind of taking some notes. Hopefully, our audience is going to be doing some of that. You tell this story about what happened on a first date that was just so bizarre. It initially you were thinking maybe it might not even make the book. It nearly made you quit the dating apps altogether. Can you tell us that story?
Well, there's been too many like that. I
Uh-huh.
mean, um, men showing up that did not even resemble their photos. They were 20 years ago and maybe 20 pounds ago, um, unclean, unshaven, just no real effort put forth. And that made me feel very disrespected. And why am I here? Why am I putting forth all of this effort and energy to look good and to present myself in my best light when you showed up looking like you just rolled out of bed? So
Yeah.
it's all about wasting time. And I just think w- we need to think about how valuable our time is. And if you got kids and you're dating, your time is better spent with them than with a guy that shows up like that. So before you even accept an invitation, think about like how important is this? Is this really going to be quality time or a waste of time?
Well, let's talk about time for just a second and maybe get reflective about your own time. If you could go back in time and give some advice to your younger self, say 25 years ago, about love and dating, what would that advice be?
I think it would be to sprint, and I
Sprint.
mean fast.
Uh-huh.
When it comes to like the fun guy energy or the love bomber, because the only thing they're bringing to the table is a masterclass in massive disappointment.
This is great stuff. Nancy Gulbrandsen, so appreciate your time and especially this time of year. I think the dating season goes on all the time, but I think it's present over the holidays too, and perhaps even more awkward because we are just so busy. But I have some rapid fire questions for you. Some of them are related to kind of this time that just before the holidays, and some of them are just more, kind of planful and kind of thinking through what comes next. But I wanted to just ask you some of these rapid fire questions to just have you react. Just tell us what you think about some of this because I think it could be equally helpful and there's a good dose of humor I think that we're going to hear from you as well. So my first one is what's worse? No bio at all on the dating app profile or the bio that starts with I'm not like other guys.
Well, the just ask guy is,
Yeah.
a zero effort guy.
Uh-huh.
The guy that says, I'm not like other guys is exactly like all the other guys.
Yeah, yeah.
You can bet on it.
How about the most promising first date, a coffee shop or a dog park?
Oh, hands down, a dog park. Dogs are way cooler than most humans.
Okay, what's a deal breaker for you? Bad grammar or that ubiquitous shirtless mirror selfie that we've talked about?
Well, definitely both. I mean, spell check is free,
Yeah.
and so is putting a shirt on.
Okay, you get one dating app superpower here today with us. What is it?
Oh, boy, I wish I had the superpower to immediately make every fish pic, every bathroom selfie, every gym rat, Jake, gym post disappear. Poof, instantaneously. We would be left with probably about 12 men, but they'd be real guys.
12. That's what it's coming down to. There's just going to be 12, maybe. Huh? I don't know. I'm hoping I'm one of those 12. Well, I'm very happily married guy, but okay. So what's more suspicious to you in terms of these profiles? If there's the guy's wearing sunglasses in every single photo, or it's just a single emoji bio, no profile photo whatsoever. What's more
Well,
suspicious?
the single emoji is my low effort Lou, so,
Uh-huh.
he's gone. I would say the sunglass guy because is he what's he hiding? Is he hiding a
Yeah.
lazy eye,
Yeah.
or is he in the witness protection program?
Right. Right. Okay, what's the dating cliche that drives you most nuts? Is it the "I love long walks on the beach," that sentiment? Or is it the, hard and fast, "No drama, please"?
The guy that says no drama is
Yeah.
the one that actually brings all the drama, hands down.
Tell us what the most terrifying first date would be between an escape room date or a karaoke bar.
I don't think either one of those sounds terrifying. They
Okay.
actually are both great ways to learn about a guy. An escape room is going to show you how he handles stress and things like that. And a karaoke date is going to show you how well he handles being humiliated in public.
Okay, what is an instant swipe left for you? Fish photo or just ask me in the bio? That question. Just ask me.
They are both instantaneous swipe lefts. No doubt about it.
So let's talk about kind of red flags and warnings. Because I think it is an important element in the book that we make our listeners aware of kind of some public service announcements here. So what is the biggest red flag that's sometimes hiding right in plain sight?
Well, it's to me, it's the photos.
Hmm.
If it's one photo, that's very low effort. And if that one photo looks staged or like it's a stock photo or it's a professional photo, those are red flags. There's a lot of romance scammers right now on all the dating sites. No matter what they do, no matter what the dating apps are doing, these guys are still getting on the sites. And so they steal pictures, or now with AI, they're all manufactured photos. So I would say look at the photos. If they're too good to be true, they probably are not real.
Wonderful stuff. Author Nancy Lee Gulbrandsen's been our guest today. Just the fantastic new book, Swipe Left, The Savvy Woman's Guide to Decoding Men's Dating Profiles. Nancy, of course, is happily single survivor of many of the first date fiascos that we've been talking about. You can also read about many, many more. We will have links to all of Nancy's work. Nancy, thanks so much for your generous time. I really appreciate it. I've enjoyed talking to you. I will just say right here, just a selfish statement. We'd love to have you back. I know our audience will relate to this, and as you do more work, as things change in the dating app world, please come back and join us and talk again.
Oh, thank you so much. I've really enjoyed it too, and I'd love to come back. Thank you for inviting
Thank you.
me.
That's Nancy Lee Gulbrandsen, smart, hilarious, and refreshingly honest about the realities of dating in a digital world, especially for those of us who remember when swiping meant using whiteout. Her book, Swipe Left, is more than a laugh. It's a reminder that you don't have to settle. You don't have to explain yourself. And you're allowed to say no thanks to the guy with the fish in his profile picture. Yep, remember that? Your instincts matter. Your time matters. And your story isn't over. It's just getting funnier. If you'd like to hear more stories like today's, check out our full archive of past shows at notold-better.com. You can also follow us for updates behind the scenes, tidbits, and daily inspiration on Twitter/X at notoldbetter and on Instagram at notoldbetter. Remember, today's episode is brought to you by Aura Frames. Go out and check out Aura Frames. Please support the show. You'll find all these details in our show notes. Today's episode is a production of NOBS Studios. I'm Paul Vogelzang, and I'll see you next time on the Not Old Better Show. Until then, keep laughing, keep living, and never be afraid to swipe left. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.